Hey, good afternoon. My name is Wade Calloway, superintendent here at Groover. I'm going to give you a tour of our facilities, beginning here in my office and the administration office. We have nice new facilities here, probably 7 years old. This is our commons. Again, very nice, very modern. Jump in here, the gymnasium, also very nice. Got some kids shooting. So as you can see, this portion of the high school, the district, is in very good shape. As we come in here to the high school, you will see that it is also not in bad shape, but is much older than the portion of the building that we were just in. This is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so there is no school in session, but you can get the general idea. Again, no major issues here within the high school. It is well maintained. We have an excellent custodial staff, and they do a tremendous job and take a lot of pride in what they do. Very typical, very standard setup. You can see it joins to the gymnasium. Again, the gymnasium being a much newer addition to the district. We're going to go outside here and head toward our varsity gym, which is our original gymnasium here. That is the new gym that we just saw. This gym is obviously a much older, and we have had some issues within this structure. We'll take a look at some of that. The main issues we have run into in this building are our gas heaters. As you can see, this is a much older building. We're going to go through here, and I'll flip on a light down in the locker room and give you an example of some of the issues that we have. The floor itself, though, it's a nice little gym. The gym floor is in excellent shape. The restrooms are adequate. A little dated, but not bad. Down here, however, this is the boys' locker room. And these gas heaters here are quite outdated and in need of repair. In fact, we just approved about $10,000 to get these updated and repaired. They are actually not even working properly at this time, and you can see they are not in good shape at all. We'll zip outside again, head toward the junior high campus. We are actually walking north, and this is the junior high campus. This is actually the original Groover School building, built in 1928. It was redone in the 80s, and instead of saving a lot of money and just tearing it down and starting over, they completely gutted it and renovated it on the inside. I'll back up here and you can kind of get an idea. Flat roof. This is where we are having a lot of maintenance issues regarding our roof and leaking. Again, this is the junior high school, redone in '85. Again, it is very well maintained. Our teachers and staff kind of gives you an idea of the reconstruction. That's the original building, circa 1928. This is our library. Flip on some lights so you can see. This actually used to be the gymnasium. They added the ceiling, obviously on the reconstruction phase, but this was the original Groover gymnasium. Our AV room is actually where we store all of our Chromebooks for charging purposes. Our National Junior Honor Society raised money. In fact, the most money in district history for the new lockers. I'll let you have a better look as we go upstairs. Around $15,000 our National Junior Honor Society kids raised by having individuals, community members sponsor the lockers. So we're really pleased. Very high quality, heavy duty lockers. Downstairs black, and upstairs is obviously red. Again, very typical setup, science classes, labs, computer lab is in there. And that gives you a decent idea of the junior high school. This is actually the classroom that we've experienced the most leaks coming from the top floor, somehow finding its way. The second floor, we don't have the leak. Somehow there's a passageway that the water finds. This is all new carpet that we had to put in June, just before I got the superintendent position. So we have had some casualties as far as facilities because of the leaking issues that we do have. Our roofer, Mayfield Roofing, is coming hopefully in the next week or two, and he is going to try to fix that problem for us a little better. Again, we filed a claim with our insurance company. Of course, their rates had just gone up again, and we were denied our claim. So we are currently trying to figure out plan B, one of which is an independent adjuster that we hope will be able to find us some money. This is our auditorium. we'll go in there in a little bit. First, we'll go to the elementary. Now, this is a fence that we built. One of my community projects discussions, we talked about, this is actually a fence that we bought the supplies, but a couple of guys, myself, some students, we put this puppy up. It's actually about a 12-foot gate in the middle. Did a good job of hiding it, but we're proud of that little project. And again, all the work was donated. In addition to that, we did quite a bit of painting and various and sundry other projects. Again, it was a community project, and I had about 30 people show up to do that. Now, this is the elementary. This end, which is the south end, as we walk north, the 4th grade classrooms, a music classroom. And then we're down 3rd grade, a music classroom. We have speech to the left. Being a small campus, I am able to walk this all the time. Gets me out of the office. And anyway, we have, again, these facilities are really in good shape as far as the structural components. This is the teacher's lounge here. Pardon the bright light. 1st grade classroom there. It's hard to see. My apologies. I said I know these buildings very well, but I'm not sure I can find a light switch for us here. This should help. So, again, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. And we have, we have fantastic school, fantastic teachers. And I couldn't ask for a better place to begin and potentially end my superintendency. This would be 1st grade here, and then we have pre-K on this side. As we continue, hopefully I can get through this door, we will go into the cafeteria. This is an area that we need to look at definitely improving. It looks okay, and it really is. Again, we have an outstanding cafeteria, head of cafeteria operations, Miss Tammy. But this cafeteria serves pre-K through 12. It suffices, but we would definitely like to look at improving it. And in particular, we would really like to improve the kitchen area, which I'm not sure I'm going to have a key for, but it just has outdated. Here's a school nurse. Again, Nurse Galliard, fantastic job. Our kitchen just has outdated equipment and is a bit cramped. And it's one thing that Miss Tammy has asked in the past that the school look at. And I would definitely like to be able to help her because I think there is a need. This is the elementary gym. So we have 3 gyms. We have the new gym that we saw. We have the varsity gym that we went in, looked at the locker rooms. This is another project that we had to do. It was about $12,000. If you can see here, there used to be a gas heater there. When they do the gas check, when they did all that, they said they would not allow us to pass inspection if we didn't do something. Supposedly it had been told to others in the past, but nothing was done. So we had 4 units up. We had our guys come and put 2 brand new units up there and there and help us with the controls system as well. So another area, our gas heating situation is incredibly outdated, and we are in the process of fixing that, but of course it costs money. So that's the drawback. That's the elementary cafeteria, the elementary gym. We have a beautiful day. Kids playing outside. This is our elementary playground, junior high playground as well. We are now heading back. If you recall, that is the junior high school. And this, the building we have yet to go in, but are about to, is the band hall and the auditorium. Again, junior high in the far distance, the high school, the elementary gym, and then the elementary goes to the left, which is west. This is the band hall, Mr. Muller, Peter Muller. We hired him from East Texas. Our first 2 interviews were via Skype because of the logistical issues. And the band hall. The band hall, again, is not bad. We actually have Promethean smart boards in every classroom, including the band hall. And we do provide training for that. Again, this is Miss Magda's area of expertise regarding custodianship. She does a marvelous job. I keep saying that, but we really do have some great people here. We sneak this way, come in the back, and this is the auditorium. Hopefully I don't trip over anything. We have had some issues here as far as the maintenance and upkeep. We've installed brand new lights for the stage and a new speaker system. There's one speaker there. There is no heating, no correction. There is heating only. There's no air conditioner in this. Now, we do live in the panhandle of Texas, so it's not bad, but the one time we actually use this facility probably not twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. We have a veterans program, which is Veterans Day, which it's never really very hot. In fact, the heater is mostly used. We'll have a UIL event. We recognize our UIL, or elementary and junior high, historically sweep the UIL academic meets, and we did again this year, nearly doubling up our nearest competitor, which we again take pride in our academics as well as fine arts and athletics. So we'll have that event in here, and we also host our 8th grade promotion ceremony, and that's in May, and that can get warm, and that is the one time we really could probably use some air conditioning, but looking at the cost, it's prohibitive. Now here is an example. We have a design build company coming in. The majority of our units are 20 plus years old and older. These are just a couple of examples. We have units, nearly a dozen on top of this junior high school. And they are all but one are 20 plus years old. So we have a company in the Metroplex area called E3 coming to help us. We're going to do a LED upgrade. Every fixture in the district, with the exception of a few that we just simply don't use the buildings enough to justify the cost of an upgrade in those buildings. One of which we'll go to right now. This door leads you to the junior high library, the back door. You can kind of see. This is the back, the east side. We're now walking south, and we're on the east side of the junior high. There's the old elementary gym. This is the county barn and our bus barn. It's kind of an interesting situation. We own the property, but the county actually owns the facility. They are supposed to keep up with utilities. They have not in decades. So there's that. In exchange, though, we have the stock show. We're in Hansford County. Spearman is 15 minutes away. It's the county seat. Obviously, competition between the two school districts, as we are in the same county. But every other year, we host the stock show. You can see some of the wood chips from stock show past. This is the bus barn, vehicle barn. We have a decent fleet of Expeditions. That's actually the superintendent truck. I just keep it in here because I walk, but I have it to use at my convenience, which I appreciate. We have upgraded our route buses. We have two really nice looking charter buses. This black one is the one I drive the band around. And we have the red one. Again, very nice looking, but they are getting up there in age, nearly 20 years old, 1,000,000 miles on them. We just spent $60,000 in Grand Prairie, Texas to get those two worked on. And we're going to have to figure out some way to get some new charter buses because those are not going to last much longer, we are afraid. So this is the bus barn, and one weekend in February, all this stuff will be gone, and there'll be cattle and sheep and steer and swine. That is Varsity Gym. This is our maintenance shop, Mr. Sims and Miss Caro. That is another maintenance issue. This is for vehicles. This is for more construction. There's saws and all the equipment like that are in there. We'll go in the field house in a second. This is actually, as you can tell, our new ag building. And by new, it's slightly younger. I should say slightly older than the new gym in which we began our journey. We have a fired up, young, dynamic ag teacher. We have welding through Frank Phillips. They can get their certification. We have a CNC machine. And we'll do projects for the community. Pretty high tech. And I'm not sure you can see that's for actually the sports zone in Spearman. There's a better picture over here of a project that our kids have done. So you can see that'll go to the sports zone so they can hang it up in front of their shop. This is another store, Horse Creek Boutique, there in Spearman. So our kids, we can recoup some of the money Essentially, they purchase all the material, and then we can fix them up with what they ask for. Here is a classroom. As in most small schools, we have a very good tradition in FFA, and we want to continue to excel, not only in athletics, not only in fine arts, academics, obviously, but FFA, FCCLA, you name it. We're pretty competitive, and our goal is to be the very best that we can, and our community expects that, actually, which I don't mind a bit. I think nobody rises, as you know, to low expectations. All right, I'm heading west toward California. You can see through there, that's the high school, the new gym poking up. We call this the paint shop. We have paint and mowing stuff. There's our technology guru, Andrew Brockman. That's where he's housed. This is our weight room. It was actually built with just donations, but it's pretty nice. This is the field house here. They are in there. We are actually, I guess, 10-1, ranked number 8 in the state in football. And we got a game in Lubbock against Wink coming up, so I'm not going to bother them. I do want to show you one other thing before we wrap up this tour. Obviously, this is some more of our athletic facilities. Practice field. In the distance, you can see the tennis courts, and then in the far distance, you see the large lights. We have multi-million-dollar turf, baseball, and softball fields. We actually have hosted several junior college and Division II, NCAA Division II games because their fields were too wet. So Seward County from Liberal, Kansas, we've had OPSU, Oklahoma Panhandle State, about 30 minutes away in Goodwill. So we actually have one of the few and one of the finest grass fields. But up here, where water is in such high demand, we are going to look at turf as an option to offset some of that water utilities. I do want to show you this. This is another thing we would have to address along with vehicles. Our track, we can no longer host track meets. You can see our track is in not good shape, and the tennis courts out there are in a similar state of disrepair. Again, you can see the units. These units are also aged and on their last legs. So that is a rundown of the campus, in fact, the entire district here at Gruver Independent School District, the extreme north central Panhandle. And we are back to the new gym, and essentially to the place from whence we began this little tour. I appreciate your time. We do have some definite strengths. Our needs, transportation. We need some charter buses. Track, tennis courts, HVAC, which we are addressing. LED light, which we are also addressing. The other thing that we are addressing is safety and security. You've noticed the doors are locked, obviously, because it's Thanksgiving Eve, but we really have no mechanism of deterring anybody entering our building. All the doors are open all the time. So the school board passed $50,000 for safety and security updates, in which we have a company from Amarillo that we have selected over a couple of others to put in locking doors and cameras and buttons and telecoms, all that stuff. And then we actually went with Region 16 for our camera system, which we need a definite upgrade in that as well. So that's it. We're back to the office. Here's the boardroom. Pretty small, but it suffices. If we need to show anything on laptop, we got it done. So anyway, I appreciate your time. It's a tour of our facilities. Have a great day. Have a super Thanksgiving tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.